Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. This is episode 20. Last time we ran through some companion quests with Balara, Tash, Lucanus, and then also Davrin. So Lucanus and Davrin both wanted to go to Treviso and the Cauldron, respectively. Those were some pretty hugely impactful moments in terms of story development. The Cauldron was wild, just storing all of the Griffin bones and Archdemon bones and everything. And also Balara having some family troubles with her previously thought dead brother actually being a current pawn of one of the Forgotten Ones. So, we find ourselves in the Dragon Arena, in the Crossroads, for a third time, because we ran down here and went, oh, cool, chest and boat, and Black City in full display. And I went, cool, that's what I missed, and we returned. Now, there's a little thing on the side of the map here, so I've also just missed this as well, so we're coming back, and I'm grabbing it. Read, calm before the storm. I come here sometimes when I need to be myself. Not Solus's friend Felisan, not the slow arrow of the rebellion, just me. He hasn't been right since what happened with Mythal. He's planning something with the dagger, and if it were a good idea, he'd have told me. Damn it, Solus. I'm with you as long as we're protecting the innocent from the powerful, but you make it hard sometimes. See, even during this initial rebellion and fighting the Evanurus, the allies he had at the time were still also like, you can go about this in a better way. They were still kind of against that whole thing. And we have one of the other circles again. Okay.
Fascinating.
The final one. Okay.
Who are you? Must not reveal. Must not alarm. Soon, though. Very soon.
Fuck. Alright, so I missed this circle the first run around. So we got the first circle in Arlethan when we took on some random enemy lining up all the lasers. The second one was with the Formless one. And this one was after another dragon. So we had two dragon fights. And this one has been referred to as the final one. So we now have the ones that we need, or is there, this is the final one because you're meant to discover it much later? Oh no, that looks kind of complete to me, doesn't it? There you go. So a mysterious circle, a second circle, and a final mysterious circle. I don't know how Taryn and I are still alive, but we shouldn't be. We'd be combing through old journals, missives, anything that spoke of the air feeling greasy, that anything that seemed to be the sign of the mysterious circles, and even the broken ones, had given off some of that same quality. We found what we were looking for in an old scouting report from Clan Sabrai. They'd found a collapsed section of the deep roads that seemed to lead under the ocean, or at least they reported the smell of seawater. So Taryn and I went there. We got a little deeper than the Sabrai scouts, and we found another of the circles, and then we saw them. They looked like a person, though oddly dressed, grey robe, grey helmet, and a mask. Then they moved, fast. They were suddenly in front of me, and they were reaching out. There was something wrong with their arm. It was changing, shifting. I fought ogres, demons, and more than one Templar, but I've never been so afraid or so sure I was going to die. I couldn't move. Taryn saved me. She hit it with an arrow in the chest. It stumbled back, and that broke the spell. We ran, but we could feel it behind us, and it was getting bigger. We lost it. I still don't know how, but I'm not looking for these circles anymore. Let the past keep its secrets. Interesting. So we've got 3 perfect circles that we've found. These things are just wrong. So, artifacts of the old days of Elvenan, but I know that they aren't. The Forgotten Ones were evil. So we're talking about Forgotten Ones. Something that sounded like Hala coming from the fissure. And the white lines with black triangles. And when I see the grey robe, grey helmet, and a mask, this looked very much like, similar to how Anaris appeared in Balara's questline with that very like dark grey robes with the mask on as well. So I assume that these circles, given the nature of the mention in that first entry, may be forgotten ones. Our big question mark. So we're being teased with something. But there you go. I've returned back to this arena to pick that up. And let's just hope I haven't missed something else in here. Little tidbit off to the side there. Now we're going back to the lighthouse to check in with the team. We've also got a gift for Harding as well. So let's take a look at our arrangement. We have a lot of exclamation marks for conversations, and we have a quest from Emmerich as well. Let's go and have a chat to everyone.
Hey, that blood mage controlling people in your neighborhood?
Alia, what about her?
Why doesn't anybody in charge stop her?
Because she hasn't left Docktown. It's poor, doesn't have a lot of mages, so the people in power don't care.
That's Vashadan.
Not news to me.
So we want to gather the team at the kitchen table. It looks like if I... Okay. I can go in here and do the conversations. We just won't trigger the kitchen table scene yet.
Demon's back.
I don't think he ever leaves, actually.
Then he's acting weird.
Smells like melon and wood smoke.
Hey! No! No! Sit your ass back down.
I'll handle this. Maybe make sure the alluvian room is blocked.
Now we get to talk.
We have nothing to talk about.
Lucanis made a deal he hasn't kept.
What deal?
Break our chains, kill, escape our prison, and live?
Isn't that what happened?
No, I want out!
Out to where? To Vinter? Orlais? Nowhere's safe for a possessed man.
No, no! He promised! Tell him! Make him! Rook?
You were sleepwalking.
Spite was sleepwalking.
He didn't go anywhere. Nothing happened.
I didn't want you to see that. Again.
Your pride's gonna get you killed. Or worse.
Maybe you're right.
You know I'm right.
I'm supposed to be a professional.
Professional doesn't mean you have to go it alone.
Something to think about, I guess.
And we just turn around and just leave him alone again. I feel bad for his scenario, right? It just, not even with the fact that having Treviso being lost, even without that choice, he sits himself in the cupboard. Those wings were only temporarily on the back wall while Spite was in control, I guess. He was feeling a little artistic. But, yeah. It's like you just check in with him and you go, no Spite. No. Spite, no spiting. And then he leaves and then Lucana says sorry. And then we go, all right, see ya. And we just like leave him alone again. And we don't really get much of Spite. He kind of just pops up very rarely. So I don't really know what to make of it. It doesn't feel as fleshed out as the Anders and Justice stuff. And also Spite is just so annoying. I really feel for Lucanus though. The Joyous Wyvern. Yeah, I feel for Lucanus because it... like, can we do something for you? But everyone just says, bad demon, go away, go sit in the box. I'm really curious to see how that'll play out over the course of this game. when we go through to the end. And then I'm also curious about how different it would be if there was Treviso being saved. I think that would take a significant weight off his shoulders, but I'd be curious to see how drastically it could shift. But the Joyous Wyvern. So the Joyous Wyvern ran over field and through the wood until she reached her long-missed cave and thought, yes, this was good. Emmerich, do the books here come from outside the Fade, or did the Lighthouse create them? This was read to me as a small child. I have not seen a copy since. How is there one here? A fascinating line of inquiry. No doubt it is tied to the Lighthouse's enchantments. If we could find a copy of the book back in our own realm, and then compare the two texts, we might learn if the one you found was taken from your memory. More proof this place senses pieces of our thoughts. That's an interesting thing, like having a part of you or a part of your memory surface, not only in the Fade, but in the Lighthouse. Alright, let's do conversations with Harding and Davrin.
Davrin, doing some renovations?
Building a trophy cabinet for the figures I'm carving.
Just waiting for the Captain America scene where he's just like chopping it, he's got his shirt off, and then he's like, "Rah!" and he just rips it in half. Whoa, Davrin chopping wood.
Good idea. They deserve showing off.
Always room for improvement. Trying to get the details right on this figure of Tosh. They'll fight the other monsters, and then oops, guess that Herlock was too much to handle there, Tosh. Time to call a Grey Warden.
Really?
No, there's no wood in the world strong enough to carve their temper.
Maybe you could carve the rest of us.
Maybe. It might be good to carve the people still around once this is all over.
Oof. Yeah, well, we'll see who's left at the end of this, and then we'll carve. That would be a nice little, like, ending credits moment if you've got the team together and seeing, like, carvings of the full team. You got to put doubts in my mind. He's like, yeah, we'll see who's alive at the end of this. Make my figure the tallest.
If you ever need to talk more about Weishaupt,
What we're doing now, going out and helping people, makes it easier to sleep. But I'll remember the offer. Thanks, Rook.
I'll see you around.
Okay. Davin approves. He's making a little figure cabinet. The boy loves his figures. He's just like me for real. Alright. Harding time.
You're still working.
Just finishing some things up.
Watch Harding. Okay.
You know you're being creepy, right? Why are you watching me?
Because you haven't been sleeping, and I wanted to figure out why.
Oh, right. I have dreams now. When I go to sleep, I mean.
I thought dwarves didn't dream.
Solus used the dagger to rip the dreams from the Titans. Maybe when I touched it, the dreams came back? It's unnerving. It's like my mind's telling a story to itself and is really bad at it.
This is actually great from, like, someone that just doesn't dream And then all of a sudden they're dreaming and they're like, is this what it's like? This is so weird. Now this is interesting. This comes up as a express romantic interest, does not commit to a romance, but it has come up in a different way to the Nev and Tash one, where it's a choice between end it or express. But there you go. It's probably because we haven't built up as many points with Harding, maybe. It is accurate, though. Dreams are weird, Harding. You're going to have to get used to it.
I know exactly what you mean. That's typical of dreams.
What about being scared? Is that typical too?
That's a nightmare.
Usually I'm being chased or hunted. There's something that glows red, just out of my sight, and I know it's gonna get me, but I don't know how I know.
Punch it.
You considered having a stiff drink? Or two?
Yeah, you can keep your whiskey. Thanks for the laugh, by the way.
Anytime.
And now, I'm gonna get some sleep and hope the dreams are safe.
Good luck.
Baby's first nightmare. Harding, just be like, you're being creepy. It was like, yeah, no shit. Just like, there's an option to just stand there and watch instead of saying anything else. Very silly. Very cool though, to be like, what's happening with my dreams? I'm dreaming now. Here, by the way, I got you this.
Feels like home.
Nice. Fun level up. Put some points into healing, won't you?
Hi, Emmerich. You've got a guest.
Ah, Rook. You remember the Hand of Glory?
Hard to forget. You figure out what those Venatori who broke into the necropolis were doing with it?
The Hand is how they broke in. The simpler undead are blind to its bearer when its tapers are lit. Sadly, only a death mage could have provided them with this forbidden necromancy.
If they're helping the Venatori, that has to stop.
Agreed. I've made some inquiries. This man is one of the Death Mage's victims. If he knows where this rogue necromancer is hiding, my corpse whispering will give us the answer.
Speak with dead time.
I don't know what kind of necromancy did this, but I can sense a bad end.
It was a cruel thing, a complete misuse of our art. The other Watchers are attempting to find his family, at the least. I must warn you, it will be harder to coax answers from this poor man than from the dead I spoke to in the necropolis. Let flame rekindle your sight. Let breath and light rise again. Who did this to you?
Eyes hidden, dust and gold.
Give us a name.
They come for this one. The spirits shriek. They come.
A name?
Blackthorne.
Return to your rest.
Professor, you've got so much control over these corpses.
We've got to stop this. Whoever killed him wasn't gentle.
Wondrous and terrifying are the revelations of the dead.
Did that name you said mean anything?
Blackthorne Manor is an abandoned country house outside Navarra City. Our victim mentioned spirits. If they've also fallen prey to forbidden magic, they'll need our help as well. Let's depart for Blackthorne when you're ready. I'd like to speak to the necromancer behind all this.
Cool. The floating hand is very unnerving. House of the Dead. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Alright, I'm looking forward to that. Blackthorne Manor.
She's been showing me some of her powers. She's come so far in such a short while.
Don't worry, Emmerich. In another universe, we're romancing. Right now, I'm focusing. Alright, let me see. Everyone's moved to their respective locations, and we can gather them at the table. So, let's have a conversation with the team. We're having dinner today instead of sipping tea at the round table.
It's the risk of the path we've chosen. Sorrow and anger waiting in abundance. Familiarity rarely dulls their teeth.
Right. Spend enough time as a warden and you'll see plenty of death. Thought I'd gotten used to it. But Weishaupt...
You blame yourself. If you'd been faster or fought harder. If you hadn't missed your best shot at the architect of all that misery.
You did your best. Both of you.
We all did. Just means our best must be better.
It will be. Next time, we'll be ready.
Count on it.
Nice. The hatchet buried, and now Lucanus can see that Davrin was in a particular situation.
You two done fighting then? I can't have you at each other's throats.
Lucanus is still an assassin. Kills people for money.
And Davrin's still self-righteous. Judgmental, too. Typical warden.
If we let that get in the way of stopping the gods...
We won't. We cannot.
I need all of you at your best. No petty squabbles.
What happened at the Cauldron put a lot of things into perspective. Like Emmerich said, we need to deal with our personal problems. So we're ready when we need to be.
Facing the gods while distracted will end us all.
I'm pleased my words provided clarity on how we all felt. Now, if I may suggest...
Rook, I've been looking for you.
Something wrong?
Evka sent word. They've found something.
Right then. Rest of you, find Tash and Nev. Let's go see what the Wardens have to share.
Alright, Warden update. Very nice. A fighting chance. Oh, and now we gather the team at the library table. So not everyone was available. And Harding has a quest as well.
Meet me in Ravane? I've got sparring practice with the lords and I could use the sea air. So could you.
You know, that sounds quite nice.
All right then. I'll see you soon.
Okay, the bond rekindled. Not the type of quest I was expecting. Sparring practice. But sure. Sure thing. Lucanus is up here for a change. He's getting some fresh air. To tie this time, Manfred. Next time.
Mierda. This place makes my eyeballs itch.
He keeps saying that. We won't be gathering the team at the library table for this quest just yet because we've got a couple of things that have now popped up. So what we'll be doing is absolutely House of the Dead. That'll be so fun. We also have some faction and region quests to look into, as well as other locations out in the world having new quests available in those regions. So Arlathan Forest, Hosberg Wetlands, Treviso all have some stuff for us, as well as the Necropolis holes. So let's find the rogue necromancer. Emmerich tracks down a rogue necromancer in an abandoned Navaran mansion where he discovers a terrible new danger in the Fade. Now, I think I will bring Lucanus for this. Oh, actually, we're investigating. We are investigating. Let's bring Nev. I have the best synergy between companions with Davrin and Emmerich. They have some really good stuff. The others, not as much. Let's do Glacial Pace. And then refund all of these. So I can do this instead. Because that will at least apply weakened.
So, Blackthorne Manor. Let's hope that necromancer working with the Venatori is around.
There's a malaise amongst the spirits here. Some form of confinement. This must be the place.
Right. So, why do we bring that?
Oh, it's essential we have the Hand of Glory.
This music with the staring. They're just like looking at this. Let me get that real quick. Thank you very much. Just Emmerich smiling at it and me just staring at it. Hand of Glory. Goofy name. I'm excited to use it as a Morn Watcher.
I never saw one in action during my Necropolis training.
Oh, I should hope not. The mischief a student could work with it chills the soul. The magic laid upon a Hand of Glory is complex. Whoever killed its donor left their mark.
So it'll lead us to whoever cut it off?
Precisely. Most likely the necromancer who's been helping the Venatori. It would have taken extraordinary skill to layer the involutions on this artifact. What a waste of talent.
Bet whoever owned that hand agrees with you.
We'll put an end to whatever's happening in this manor. That, I promise. Forbidden necromancy can twist spirits. We must find this death mage and stop whatever they've done to them.
Oh, this stuff is such a highlight of the game. All of the Navaran necromancy stuff is brilliant. And we get to see the spooky stuff. I love that there's a little bit of a campy nature to the horror as well, when you've got like, I've got the Hand of Glory, and it's like this doo 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 doo. It's very like, we got some Addams Family ghost hand. We just need to see the Hand of Glory crawl on stuff now. It's like Dragon Age Origins Awakening when we're going into that, like, that village. Here lies Lord Stoddard Ludlow Blackthorne, last of his line. His life and death spanned the inscription of Rhodes Midward. Is this going to end up being like an indirect path into the mansion, or will we just be able to open the door? And that goes up and around. Yeah, I think this might end up being like a indirect way into the mansion. Okay. We'll see. Disturbed remains everywhere. Okay. They ran out of shelf space for that, I guess. A little too many coffins than they planned for, I suppose. Whoa! Oh my god, the groundskeeper.
Got it covered.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, now they've been blinded instead of... Oh, no, there we go. I was wondering if I hadn't been blinded this time. Because I didn't see the visual effect inside as much as I usually do outside.
Get clear. Finale is yours. Masterfully done, bro. Watch out!
I have to change my abilities around. I need 2 weakened detonations instead of just 1.
There are far fewer corpses here than there should be.
Where are they?
I suspect the necromancer in this place has already helped themselves to these crypts.
True. I'll take some of that. Alright, instead of... Okay. Not being able to change the abilities because they're in cooldown, but even being outside of combat is a little bit annoying. I think it's tied to the fact that I have that rage generation. Alright, while waiting for abilities to cool down, I've gone for a respec of my character actually, and we've decided to get rid of that triple threat bonus, limiting ourselves to only 1 of each damage type for a 20% more attack. And I'm going very necrotic, so we have Applying Sundered. Emmerich has an ability that could detonate Sundered. Emmerich also has Applying Weakened, and I can detonate that. And then I also have a Deadly Ground Necrotic Field, and we've really kind of pushed in the skill tree in a very necrotic way across abilities, Reaper, and even crossing over a bit into our survival and champion tree. That should be pretty nice. So we'll see how we go with that. This means that Nev is more kind of support with time slow and healing, and then a blizzard, and then Emmerich can combo with 2 of my abilities and also be a healer. Interesting, okay. So instead of getting into the mansion, it was more of just a neat little way for us to curve all the way around there.
Well, if there's a rogue necromancer here, they forgot to lock the door.
The Hand of Glory's magic points inward to the northeast.
Let's go look.
Nice place for nefarious plans.
The aesthetic is great. You just wreck his stuff for a bit. You just charge through here. Canary coming through. Want to go the opposite way. Nope. A skeleton key. Oh my god. Okay. What a place to need a skeleton key.
These sigils. They can't be.
Would you care to elaborate, sir? They can't be what? The Blackthorne Library. How do I get those books? Gotta have good telekinesis skills. Yeah. A Tale of the Blackthorns. A history of Blackthorne Manor, followed by a note from Emmerich. There is a misconception that the Blackthorns originated outside Navarra, as their surname consists of 2 syllables instead of the usual Navaran 3. The family takes their name from the estate, which was a gift bestowed by Queen Vanesca IV. 20 generations have walked its rolling meadows, fished its ponds, and nursed the gardens that delight the gentry fortunate enough to be invited to the autumn ball. Clearly written during better days, no one knows what truly befell the Blackthorns. There are rumours of salacious affairs, suspicious deaths, and untended crypts. I suspect the veil has always been thin around the manor. Perhaps it's best no scion has appeared to claim its halls. Whenever you enter a library in Dragon Age, that's when you're about to eat well.
I'm not a spellcaster, but any watcher can recognize a necromantic evocation.
Our rogue necromancer has hidden something terrible behind this door.
Can you open it?
The door's seals are drawing on magic elsewhere in the manor, fueled by suffering.
Let's put an end to that and get this door open.
The Hand of Glory points to the northeast and southwest.
Skeleton key acquired. Just left this hanging around. Yeah. Notes and calculations. Sinking a stable tether here was worth the effort. No prying visitors so far. Time to plot the etheric variables. A joy after patching up the corpses in the Blackthorn's crypts. I must find better guards for my work.
Have you noticed anything strange about the Fade itself here?
It's not our necropolis, but I can feel the spirits stirring.
Yes, the veil's been deliberately thinned.
This man had too many books for his library. They've got books leaking out everywhere. Health and an ultimate. There's a fight coming. Who's out here putting chests on such a gymnasium? Oh. Ooh. The master bedroom. What do you make of this, Emmerich?
No! What have they done?
This looks bad.
Sacrifices. both spirit and human.
Oh,
And demons.
Jesus. Okay.
Appreciate it, Emmerich.
Oh, I used the wrong... Used the wrong one.
Now there's a nice shot.
Now what?
I must free the spirit bound here.
Emmerich,
Someone's been harvesting their terror. Their souls! How dare they? What are they? Come, I can sense another spirit trapped here in the mansion.
Such an empathetic soul. It's so precious, especially like in death, because like gruesome and traumatizing deaths, and how that you can feel their pain and suffering post-mortem, of course. Such a shame. Alright, now we go up this way. The violin's a nice touch. So many reading tables. Not enough shelf space. That's here.
Look at the door. Freeing one spirit has already weakened its seals.
halfway there.
Self-lighting candles. You see these back home, but the scent.
That would be myrrh, a popular embalming resin.
Figures. Good to know.
Do you get many cases involving...
Nice place. Not the family abandon it.
No one knows why the Blackthorns abandoned their manor. Rumor hinted at a family tragedy. A perfect spot for our wayward necromancer to work unnoticed.
Get back to what you were saying before. You interrupted one conversation for another one. God damn it. Murder. What? He literally fell down right at the end. Interesting stage. I can't jump down there, but we definitely are going to be able to get in there.
Another victim.
And that's not all.
Can you free this one, Emmerich?
I must.
Still standing, not bad.
Emmerich? You alright?
Someone's been stealing the life, the essence of people who knew they were facing death. The effects persist, but the door we saw earlier should be unsealed.
Hope that necromancer we're after is behind it.
Gotta keep just trying to stand still during the dialogue, because it's like it's dialogue that's made to be played while you're still roaming, so you can kind of feel the air. But then, every time I roam, I run that risk of another conversation of happening.
Let's open that door. Someone's torn a path into the Fade.
Wow.
It's imperative we find and stop this necromancer from keeping the Fade open.
This job gets better and better.
Well, this is why I assumed that. This is why we were, you know, cluing on to the veil being very thin.
That wisp looks upset.
This necromancer we're after corrupted it. Fortunately, I can calm the poor things when they're in this state.
Can you get this, Emmerich?
No problem at all.
There we go. See, I thought Nev would appreciate being brought along on this mystery. I was just
Onwards.
loving it getting better and better.
Glory still points the way.
Okay, nope. Hold on. Got a big jump. Don't fall into the endless void. What the fuck was that? Did you see that? Okay. Sure thing. Oh, wow. Okay. It was a very twisted rendition of the Fade. Holy shit. Look at this.
Necromancer has brought once helpless undead into the Fade as soldiers.
They also found a rage spirit.
The way forward won't open until we defeat them.
Need to move.
That's the last of them.
A rage demon and undead. The mage we're hunting throws quite a party.
Our rogue necromancer knows exactly where we are. Why have they gone to such lengths to drain power from spirits?
Ooh. Okay. Even more books, bro, but in a Fade sense. Oh, man. Yo. Book nerds dream, this library. Sinking worth, tether stable effort. Prying so far visitors, variables, plot etheric help, dead key found, joy, patching, corpse thorn, encrypt, help, guards help, work find, better, help. The rest sludges into a writhing mess. Right. I thought I was having a stroke when I started to read, and then it got worse. Oh my god. Book platforming. The obverse of reality. In the Fade, form does not spring from function. It is separate in ways the waking world cannot permit. Nightmare's corridors have no real-life counterparts. What determines which sections of the physical world are echoed in the Fade? Is there an underlying logic or glacial patterns past comprehension? Do our collective fears and longings craft what we see? The will of a mage is especially potent. We may learn to shape the Fade's pathways if we are ever mindful of the dangers this invites. Excerpt lecture from Professor Emmerich Volkaren.
Down there! More victims!
I don't see that rogue necromancer yet.
I suspect they're nearby. Let's inspect their handiwork.
Jesus, right? In spirit chains?
Late as always, Professor.
What? Okay.
Can't be.
But what else would one expect from Navarra's most eminent meddler?
Johanna Hezenkoss!
You've met?
Oh, the Professor and I have known each other for ages.
Those goggles, though.
But only one of us realized the Watchers are no place for a mage with ambition.
What is this? Yeah, I would know this person as a Morn Watcher, right? Let's go.
Hezenkoss? Weren't you censured by the Watchers after defiling a tomb for experimental...
Complete and utter lies.
Yes, the same Hezenkoss. No. The stolen life in that lantern could permanently tear open the Fade here.
Correct. Only the foolhardy would shed blood near it in this state. So, let the Watchers mourn your pathetic death in the Fade, Emmerich Volkaren. Those that are left after my return.
Wow, okay, what the hell? Let the Morn Watchers mourn.
What is she planning?
Emmerich, we okay to fight?
Yes, Johanna took the lantern away with her.
Damn, dude.
I can't see a thing!
That goes to you.
Done!
What did Hezenkoss do to that spirit?
I'll try freeing it, but I fear the worst.
That's such a cool villain intro. It's this Defy rune that we got. We're in combat apparently. Alright.
Nothing. The spirit, its essence, is gone. Johanna's trapped it in her lantern.
Then let's find her.
Wow. Alright.
There's no way out.
There's no way out.
Figures. So what now?
The Fade always provides a way forward. We only need to search for it.
Then let's get looking.
There's a chest up there. Oh.
A candle. This wasn't here before.
Now, let me think. We're in a receptive eddy of the Fade, and since Johanna's spirit summoning has already focused its mana, do you recall the ritual we performed in the Grand Necropolis? Concentrate on that memory.
You mean when we were lighting candles?
Find some more, and we can use them to leave this place.
Interesting. Okay. How do I get that chest that's over there, though? It's on a part of the map we haven't yet uncovered, so that might be the way out. Alright, so it's going to be these statues.
Here's that last candle.
Excellent.
Oh, just two.
Place them on the pedestals, if you would.
Aha.
We drift upon the let them form a...
I realized it was going to be unique. This game, I don't think is accepting of gamers that press buttons quickly. It's like, put those candles down. All right. Now it's a new dialogue. There's dialogue for each one. How am I supposed to know that?
New configuration. And with that...
Nice. How am I supposed to know that, Emmerich? That you're going to talk per candle. And it's like the game will trigger new dialogue when you enter a room or when it's like, obviously there's environmental dialogue as well as just the casual companion dialogue. But one of the dialogues will be lost forever if you take a step too far.
All right, let's leave this place behind.
We must find Johanna once we're out of here. This rift in the Fade will lie open until we deal with her.
Oh. Fucking poison one again. Just a shame when a lot of the dialogue is structured in a way where it's like you can walk and talk. But I should probably just stand still. One button at a time, play it real slow, even slower than I usually do. We'll be here forever.
You insufferable nuisances! How did you get out so quickly?
Where's Hezenkoss's voice coming from?
The Hand of Glory resonates. It's pointing to the main hall.
Let's go.
I can feel Johanna summoning hostile spirits. That portal into the Fade won't close until we defeat them.
But we still can't attack Hezenkoss herself while she's holding that lantern.
The entire countryside would be torn apart in a maelstrom.
So what do we do?
So you crawled your way out of the Fade.
It's not difficult for those who treat spirits better than tools to an end, Johanna.
Sentimental drivel. You may have stopped my work here, but Navarra City will know its new ruler.
Why? You gonna lecture us to death now?
I'll not explain myself to one of Volkaren's hangers-on, though the professor clearly avoided mentioning his old colleague in exile.
We made every attempt to bring you to reason.
I gave you every chance to join me instead of whining endlessly about your mortality. But I must thank you for returning something dear to me. Lovely to have my hand back.
Oh, it's her own hand. Oh, it's doing. Yes, there we go. Crawling hand. We were waiting for it. Oh my god, it did it. Wow.
I'd exchanged it with the Venatori for some favors after entering this condition.
Whoa!
What have you done?
What you never had the courage to.
Oh, wow. And there's her pride. This is exceptional. This is so cool. Rampant ego.
Johanna's escaped again.
Want to tell me why she has no eyes?
Afterwards. Wow. Absolutely fucking melted, bro. Get melted. Level 38. Still waiting on some level 40 abilities in the Reaper tree.
Emmerich, still sense anything wrong?
We were successful. Johanna's magic no longer chains the spirits, and the Fade is still.
Great. Okay. But let's talk back at the Lighthouse.
Yummy food here. Shall we take some with us, or is it tainted? Looks so delicious. That was such a theatrical performance from Hezenkoss there. I absolutely loved it. So cool.
At least we freed those spirits from their suffering. Shall we depart?
Let's get back to the Lighthouse.
Gladly.
And then we can go and look at some new quests available in the necropolis.
Oh, the Song of the Chambers won't have anything on what Johanna's... Perhaps the Waking Scrolls? No. Manfred, have you seen the Fellmarch manuscript?
Remember how I said we should talk?
Indeed. Johanna Hezenkoss was a watcher. She was banished for embracing the darker paths of our art. Forbidden magic, blood sacrifice, nothing is beyond her if it leads to power, recognition, or both.
Sounded like you knew her before all that.
We were friends, once.
I guess it was a shock to see her back there then.
An unexpected reunion. It wasn't always like this. She truly was brilliant, and we got on so well as students. We partnered on papers, rituals, research. Yet even then, Johanna considered the Watcher's oaths quaint. This isn't the first time we've crossed paths since she was exiled, but now I fear she's turned herself partly undead.
Monstrous. Tell me more.
Terrible. Did she use etheric rituals or a greater conjuration to do it?
I have suspicions I may share later.
How much later?
You saw Johanna's lantern of unwilling souls. A necromancer could create monstrous undead with that much stolen life.
Hezenkoss was yelling a lot about conquering Navarra City.
We must stop her, Rook. Thank you, Manfred. Quite right. The Order's knowledge will see us through.
Hezenkoss had been stopped. For now. But she had big plans for Navarra. City conquering, new ruler plans. And while she had some regrets about long-lost friendships, she knew her greatest invention was going to bring down the house.
Ooh. That is juicy. That's such a good storyline. And the artwork for that with the hand perched and then the ghost hand too. Oh, incredible. With a title like House of the Dead, you just know that's going to be amazing. Emmerich discovered an old colleague inside Blackthorne Manor, the exiled Morn Watcher Johanna Hezenkoss. She had created a dangerous Fade Rift that lured in spirits so she could drain their power with an enchanted lantern. While Emmerich and the team closed the rift, Hezenkoss escaped, boasting that she would use the now energized lantern to conquer Navarra City. Emmerich lamented the dark, power-hungry path his one-time friend had taken, but renewed his pledge to stop her. So the artwork goes into like this tall figure in the back, and then we got a flash of something like that when we were walking through the Fade. That's super exciting. Another level. Alrighty. Oh, I'm just like blown away by that. That was so fun. Now, I still can't. I'm just waiting to get into here. I'm just holding on to my skill points because as soon as I hit 40, I can pump them into these. So I'm going to hold on to them. The Morn Watch, the dawn of consciousness. Let us consider wisps and urges slighter than wisps. When do these forces, I dare not call them beings at this juncture, begin to change? How does one discern the slow shift from pure magic to that which can name its own interests? What begets a spirit's own self-reflection? These questions are the moral bedrock of necromancy. Ever present and vital, they reveal the dignity inherent to us all, mortal and otherwise, by their answers. Beginning of a monograph by Professor Emmerich Volkaren. Ah, yes. So cool. Hezenkoss notes necromancy's potential. What the necromancers of the Grand Necropolis fail to understand again and again is how atrophied death magic is outside Navarra. Ferelden's mages, blindly following the old elemental primers, or lasers mages. Too caught up in politics to risk looking unseemly. Tevinter's mages, some decent death magic, hobbled by their obsession with blood. The free marches aren't even worth considering after the disaster in Kirkwall. We, Navarra, have the only mages to specialize in the very art of life and death itself, yet none of the doddering rulers of our little kingdom has the slightest interest in what we could accomplish. Notes from Emmerich attached to a letter, terms of a bargain. You may find this interesting, Nev, correspondence between Johanna and the Venatori from Blackthorne Manor. To the necromancer Hezenkoss, as agreed, 10,000 ingots of tempered silverite for a portion of the raw magic you've siphoned from the Fade. When last we spoke, you indicated you need certain materials vital for necromantic work beyond the imagination of you zealots. Our dignity would not normally suffer such insults such as these yet again from you, but if you would be willing to at last share more necromantic tricks particular to the Watchers, we can supply more rarities for your grand project. 10,000 ingots. There wasn't a scrap of silverite in the manor. What's Johanna done with it all? Or was that the giant thing we saw in the Fade? 10,000 ingots melted down into some sort of soul titan? That would be absolutely crazy. If this thing, this ominous figure, is melted down silverite ingots into something big giant foreboding for all of these tortured souls to sit inside. That is incredible. I'm very excited to pursue that. Now, after doing House of the Dead, I have to somehow just go back to normal quest lines. What the hell? Let's talk to our companions.
It's weird. Minrathous being full of poor people.
Everywhere's got poor people.
No, I mean... My mother told me stories about Tevinter. Made it sound like it was all rich and powerful mages.
Your mother was in Parvalan before she came to Ravane. Her people were at war with Tevinter. Not surprised the story she heard had us all wealthy and decadent.
True enough, I suppose. But it is true, there are indeed poor people everywhere.
You'll find them. The other Griffins, I know you will.
I appreciate your faith in me. Hope it's not misplaced.
It isn't. I've seen it. The way you care for Hassan. You teared through 3 archdemons for him, and for his family. So I know you'll find them.
Means more mouths to feed.
Well, Lara will help you, don't worry.
This smells amazing. Does all coffee smell like this? Or just the stuff you make?
Coffee has a distinct aroma, if that's what you're asking.
Sorry. It was really rare where I grew up. And expensive.
Is it really a good idea having another coffee addict round here?
It's not really addictive, is it?
Tell us, Lucanus. Is it really addictive?
You know I have my reasons for drinking it. So, Harding, what do you think?
It's... delicious.
Really selling it, Harding.
Hey! I've known some liars, and I am definitely not it. And this stuff? It's good. It's warm.
I won't be upset if you don't like coffee.
He really wouldn't.
I know, but... sorry. It's just this thing I do sometimes.
Acting so people will like you?
It sounds terrible when you say it like that. I know I don't need to do it. I just do.
Well, everyone you know seems to like you, so you're good.
Good job, Lace.
You must have been pretty tiny as a child.
Where'd that come from?
A tiny dwarven girl in a land of large human farmers.
Oh, yeah. I probably learned pretty quick that things worked out better if people liked me. If they agreed with me, or I agreed with them.
Some people like cream or sugar in their coffee.
Maybe coffee just isn't my thing.
Fancy pants mugs. Enjoy your coffee, team. Alright. What do we got? We have the bond rekindled, returning to the Hall of Valor via the crossroads or fast travel. So, we'll do this.
Shanedan, cousin. Fight well today.
Rowan, hey. Cousin?
The spirits told me you found yourself and do not use women's words any longer. I would not insult you by calling you sister.
Huh. Thanks. Never had a cousin before.
That's nice. Hey, the spirits told me your secrets. They didn't keep it to themselves. Instead of waiting for you to tell me. Here we go.
They said I could find you here.
Good timing. I think I'm done for the day. The Lords of Fortune don't mess around, do they? Hey, thanks for the lessons. I'll be back. I'm beat. I just gotta...
You just gotta...
Do you feel that? It's dark. And they're so afraid. So alone.
Harding? What's happening?
There's so many of them. All in my head. So much.
Listen to me. I'm here, and you're safe. Take all the time you need.
I'm safe. Yes, I could feel it. Rippling through the stone. Confusion. Isolation. Fear.
Whose fear?
Whatever was after me has turned on the dwarves. It's drawing me out. Drawing me down.
And if I know you, you're going to go because people are in danger.
Absolutely.
Then so will I.
Good. That means whatever's out there better run.
Interesting. So this was similar to like the Tosh thing.
You talked with your mother lately?
So this was kind of similar to the Tosh quests, where it's like more of like a conversation as like a prelude to something else. I'm hoping that we get something Tosh related as like an actual quest too, in the same way that we're seemingly leading into something with Harding here as well. Very nice.
I'm here to hit things.
That's a yes, then.
Spoken with your mother? I want to punch stuff. Ah, well, there you go. I think the Hall of Valor doing the fights is a great way to sort of put together a build for yourself and your characters and test out the synergy. It's a pretty cool way to get some fights. Harding's notes on Stalgard. We've been corresponding, and he's been patient with my endless questions. I've learned so much. Kalsharok society is structured differently from anything I know. They abandoned the traditional dwarven caste system ages ago. Now you have people like Stalgard, a stonemason, and also a midwife in training. I just assumed he was a warrior. Of course he's that too, because everyone in Kalsharok is a warrior, even Stalgard's sister, who is primarily a scholar. Everyone keeps the Tig safe. Stalgard says he has a few more months of deep road patrols. I thought that was going into a few more mouths to feed. A few more months of deep roads patrols before he goes back to his building projects. He gets really excited about mortar. I still don't know if Stalgard is his first name or his last, and it feels a bit rude to ask at this point. That's fun. Yeah, the car system. Terrible thing. Kalsharok was like, this sucks, why can't we be whatever we want, and maybe multiple things. That's awesome. So, in that case, I think we'll be waiting for that to come up again for Harding. So there you go. Helping the Grey Wardens is our next step, and we will be doing that one next time. So thank you so very much for joining me for this episode of Dragon Age: The Veilguard. We finally got that missing loot piece, and the House of the Dead, exceptional quest. Very excited to see where that story goes. Next time, we shall do a fighting chance. We'll help the Grey Wardens and progress the story. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.